Hi YouTube, as you can see I'm back with yous. It's been a while from posted anything. I've been busy with other things, dealing with a few health issues and basically waiting around on my brother to finish a few pieces of this 76, and I've been gathering up other pieces for the 71 as well, so I've got a few of them. But either ways, I'll give you a look at what we've got now and where we stand. How you doing again, folks? Still working on this panel for the 1976 CD175. I've definitely got it a lot better. It is a lot smoother. There are some marks which are just going to show up no matter what I do. It is a 40-year-old panel. Now, it would have worked out an awful lot better if somebody hadn't got at it before me and painted it and made a mess. But I think it'll come up respectable. Not perfect, but respectable. The way it is now. So, kind of a lot happier about that. It's as good as it's going to get. There is the odd mark. You can see where there's little humps in it. But if I try and put filler on that, it's making work for myself, number one. And number two, it mightn't even stick to it. You could have a problem later on. I might have to try and get this out. This mark is a bit of a deep scratch mark there. And a little bit around here. But all in all, it hasn't turned out terrible. I'm hoping that it's going to be alright. Once the filler primer goes over the top of that, maybe it'll help us a bit. But that's what I'm at the moment. And then if I get time before it starts raining here in Ireland, I'm going to try and have a go at this tank and see how far we can get with that. But I have to find a way of draining it first. So yeah, I'll have to figure out a way out of draining it. Probably I'll get my funnel and just put it back into one of them petrol jars or something. Yeah, so I've been at this tank for a while now. I've been sanding it down with, I started with 240 grit, but it was a wee bit hard to get all the stuff off with that, so I changed it back to a 180, and I was using this sander on my grinder just to get through, because the amount of layers of paint that was on this was ridiculous. You really couldn't get it off by hand. This is the original paint here, but there was paint caked onto the top of it. So I'm getting there. It's nice and smooth. These might be seen. You might be able to see them, but they won't show up in the paint. I've smoothed them out enough. You can see that they're feathered in. You run your finger across it, you can't feel it. That's the way you want it to be. There are some spots of rust here and there. It is black though. It's not light brown. I don't think it's anything to worry about, but I will treat it anyway. With 50% vinegar, 50% water. You wash it down with that there. You leave it for a couple of hours. Come back, wash it off, and that'll deal with that. So far so good. Haven't spotted any pinholes yet, which is always a good thing. You can see at the back there was a lot of pitting going on here from where the seat would sit against it. Wee bit of filler in that should sort that out. Make sure to treat that light brown rust for definite, needs treating. But all in all, we're not in bad shape. In there's bad enough. I'm only going to give that a quick rub, and enough for the paint to stick to it. It's not going to be seen. It's not going to bother me. Yeah, so I'm going to leave these the paint on the sides of it like this, because it is the original paint, and it's nice to keep a couple of the original features on the bike. But we'll just rub it down with 400 grit, so that the other paint will go over it easy enough. But as far as that's concerned, that's all I can tell you for now. No dents, surprisingly, no real dents in the tank, because these Honda bikes nearly always get at least one. This one hasn't got a single one in it. It's just little spots like that of rust, pitting. which I have to fill over. But it should come up nice. And that's it. That's as far as I've got. So that's it for the night, guys. Yeah, I'm happy with my progress. Got it all sanded up to 240 grit. As you can see, I've got the filler out at all the little spots I need to get it out. I'm trying a different type of filler that I found in Lidl this time. This here green stuff. It seems to be a lot easier to work with than the Isopon. Isopon tends to be dry up very quick, and it's very hard to get it on smooth and nice. But I think I've managed to do that with this stuff. I sanded all the edges at the bottom and that there sort of thing. Everything's smooth. It should come out nice. Should. I do have to treat the underside of it. There's an awful lot of rusting on the other underside of that. Just to show you. You can see. I hit it with a wire brush earlier, but it needs more. So we're going to paint that over with a bit of 50% vinegar, 50% water. But not tonight. I'm going to leave this. Filler to harden first, and then we'll consider doing that whenever we have all this sanded down and that. So that's it for the night, guys. That's all I can do. I also decided that I'd straighten up some of the pieces on that panel, so I've refilled them with that stuff. Just a couple of areas that were rough, and hopefully we'll get it into a good enough shape now to be spraying it. But that's it, guys. What more can I tell you? Onwards and upwards. So this is the culprit. This is the thing that's been holding us back. You saw the original condition of it if you look back in the videos a good while back. And now the brother has patched this. He has patched all this up here where the number plate would have went. He's put a wee patch in the top here, which I'm going to fill over, and that should look okay. And then he's put a little patch on the front of it here, you can see, to make it solid and look right. Underside's not terrible bad. It does need a good cleaning up though. And after that, then we'll see how we get on. So I'm halfway through scraping the paint off this mud guard. As you can see, I have it well stripped there. I will get the sandpaper at that, and then you can see the rust coming through there, which I'll have to treat. Put a bit of filler over. But just to show you how easily this paint comes off, rather than using paint stripper, with a blowtorch, just get at it with the blowtorch like this. Burn it. Don't overheat it now. You will warp the mud guard if you overheat it too much. Do it enough that you're pretty happy with the amount of paint you've sort of lifted. Only do it little patch by little patch, because paint hardens up again and then it's no good. So I've heated up that a fair bit there, and I'll show you now when you lift the razor blade what happens. I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. Now, you see how easy that's coming off. Ow, that's hot. Just give me a second. Sometimes the paint hardens up on your blade and you have to pull it off. Plus the blade can get pretty hot too. Yeah, give me a second and I'll get this hard paint off. Set these down there. I mean, the top isn't as easy done. You have to kind of keep scraping on it. Don't dig in. You don't want to score it. You just want to take off enough that the sandpaper can do the rest pretty easily. And that's exactly what I'm doing. It's starting to rain here now, so I'm going to have to continue this maybe in the shed somewhere. But we're not doing too bad. We've got a right bit stripped. So I've got this all stripped now, and I've started sanding at it with 180 grit. You can see that it's cleaning up quite well. I'm now going to, because of so many rusty bits, even on the edges, on the underside, you can see that's very rusty. So I'm going to, this is a mixture of 50% vinegar and 50% water. And I'm just going to get this rag and I'm going to put it all over it, everywhere. And I might do this a couple of times, and you'll soon start to see that red kind of a rust disappear, because it'll be converted and it will become black, and that's what you want to see, because you do not want to paint over this, as the rust will continue and it will bubble up under your paint. So you really have to deal with this before you go ahead and paint it. So here it goes. Just stick that rag down in there, give it a good soaking. Yeah. And then we're just going to rub it over it. Everywhere you can get it in. Everywhere. And I am doing this over the whole thing because there's lots of little pitted areas you need to convert. I'm giving it a good rubbing down. Obviously getting into all them areas, and make sure it's soaking. Don't just rub it with a kind of a half dry cloth. Make sure it's good and wet. Rub it into the areas that are bad. Rub it up along all of the edges. As I said, I'm probably going to do this a few times. You leave it for a good hour or two, then you come back. I'll probably do it about 3 times. So I'm going to carry on at this, and I'll show you it whenever it's done. We'll just have a look at this brown area here, which is kind of a light brown or darkish brown. You want to see that black, so we'll see what the vinegar does. Okay, so I've rubbed it down with 50% vinegar and 50% water, and as you can see, it's already starting to convert the rust and eat into it, whatever little bits it needs to. And it'll convert all that there to solid metal again. You can see the whole mudguard is taking a colour like that. So you leave this for about an hour or half an hour, and usually then you would wash it off with a bit of water with some baking soda or bread soda if you like. But I think I'm going to do this a few times just to be sure that I got everything. And that because it's particularly bad, that's why. I don't want this rusting under the paint when the paint is finished. You can just see the whole thing is starting to turn that sort of a goldy brown colour, so that's what you want to see. And so just to prove to you that this actually works, you can see what the vinegar is now doing to the whole of the mudguard. It is taking all of the rust and is converting it, and all of this rust will be black by the time it's finished. So that's only sitting there about 15 or 20 minutes. And while that was sitting there, I decided that I'd try and clean up the 2 indicators that came on that. So I had to go with them, and as you can see, they didn't come up too bad at all, and they're original pieces, OEM. There is a tiny bit of pitting on them, but I mean, they are definitely very usable by somebody. I don't know if I'll ever be doing another bike like this. I've already bought indicators for my own, so but I have them here. May as well try and save them. Okay, so it's dark outside now, and I've took a little break and waited for this to work, and you can see the colour of the whole thing now, and you'll see that a lot of these areas it's turned black. The rust is all black, so it has worked. And now I'm going to wash it down. This is a very important part of the process too, is to wash this down. And you have to wash it down with, what I have in this is a couple of tablespoonfuls of baking powder, soda, whatever you want to call it, and some fairy liquid and some just plain water. So I'm going to wash all this down now with that, and hopefully that will be that process finished. And another day we'll get on to filling it and sand it down properly. So that's it for the night, guys. Not much more I can do tonight because it's too dark. It's getting late. The next time I'll be filling in the mudguard, sanding it up properly. I'll be finishing off this tank. If I can show you, I'll be finishing off that tank, the little pieces that I have filled in. And I will be filling, doing whatever other wee bits. I think some of these side panels has, yeah, one of them side panels has a bit of filling on it. So I'll be sorting that all out. So there'll probably be a video with a little bit of that stuff on it, and then quite possibly the painting itself of the blue pieces. And hopefully then we'll be piecing the bike together after that with a bit of luck. So watch this space. I mean, there are a few small things I'm going to need to clean up, like these pipes. I don't know, like these header pipes. I will need to clean them up, and I'll put them on. This number plate piece, which is slightly different to the ones that I have. It's not massively different, but it is slightly. So I'll be cleaning that up and painting it somehow. And that will be it. She should be ready to go on the road. So that's it. Until the next time, it'll probably be another week or two before you see another video, because I'm busy with work right now. You know yourself when you're busy with work, but the way things are, you just can't get time to do things. So I'm trying my best to get this now finished and out of my shed. So watch this space. Bye for now, guys.